Thanks for staying tuned, YouTube. We're almost done with chapter 6. I was on hiatus. I'm going to pick up on page 149. Price of apathy. I obtained the 1945 report of the OSS, Office of Strategic Service, the precursor of the CIA, 7th Army, William W. Quinn, Colonel GFCAC of the G2 on the liberation of Dachau, a concentration camp during the liberation in Germany. It contains much groups of information, but the relevant portion of the report concerns itself with the section on the townspeople. Quoting from this report on why the people of this little town didn't complain or didn't overthrow oppressors, but just continued to go along and get along even though they lost their freedom in the process. It states, these words crop up and up again. They are the rationalization of a man who admits that he was a member of the Nazi Party. I was forced to do so by business reasons, they state. We were lied to in every respect, but they admit they knew the camp existed, but they saw the work detailed to the inmates passing through the streets under guard, and in some instances the SS behaved brutally even towards the townspeople. When asked if they realized that within the last 3 months before the liberation, 13,000 men lost their lives within stone's throw of where the people lived, they claimed they were shocked and surprised. When asked if they never saw transports of dead and dying pass through the streets along the railway, they refer only to the last one. They insist that most of the trains came in at night and they were sealed cars. Did they never ask what was in the endless procession of cars that came in full and always went out empty? A typical reply was, we were told it was all army material and booty from France. It is established that anyone who stated that he saw only one train come in the daytime was telling a flat lie. There are quite a few such people in the Ch. The analysis of the anti-Nazi element of the town. 1. The people knew what was going on in the camp even 10 years prior to liberation. 2. The town did a thriving business from the concentration camp guard. 90% are guilty and have dabbed themselves with the blood of innocent human beings. 4. The people are to blame for their cowardice. They were all too cowardly. They didn't want to risk anything, and that was the way it was in all of Germany. So you can see how the whole program is related here. My lawsuit was against one single aspect of the total program, the enforcement arm of the conspiracy, the people who make up the cadre that is going to occupy the concentration camps where the enemies of the United States will be placed. Remember Solzhenitsyn's words in the Gulag Archipelago. Resistance should have begun right there, but it did not begin. You aren't gagged. You really can and you really ought to cry out that arrests are being made on the strength of false accusations. If many such outcries had been heard all over the city, would arrests have no longer been so easy. They, the tyrants, can't work in the public eye. Those people who were so apathetic, hoping that nothing was really wrong, that nothing would happen to their persons and property, sat back and watched the anarchists, financed by multinational interests, looted and pillaged their country. If you think that all that is necessary to pay your house note, to pay your TV notes, to go vote when there is an election, and to stand back during the rest of the year and watch as your country and way of life are replaced by a system in which you will be a slave in a concentration camp, you, not the conspirators, are guilty, because you, by silent acquiescence, invite tyranny and oppression. And when you have to steal food to eat because our production is for foreign use, because the Department of Commerce, through Executive Order 11490 and its predecessor, is responsible for international distribution of our commodities, don't sit in a covert hiding and eating and sounding what happened because you made it all possible. When your family is split up and spread across the United States to do slave labor and you never see your loved ones again, it will be your fault because you did nothing to prevent it. And once we lose our freedom, we're never going to regain it again. We're never going to regain it. That is why we must stand together to prevent the loss of our freedom as citizens of the United States. Thank you very much. Conclusion of tape report. So that was page 149. That was the end of chapter 6. Thank goodness, y'all. I didn't ever think I was going to be done.